Hebrew Israelites, they say that we have a whitewashed version of Christianity.
And that leads into where they believe that you're not supposed to mate with nobody outside of your race and all those type of ideologies. You know, they come out of some of this stuff because they feel like, you know, that's what the Bible is actually teaching. God gave to the Israelites to not breed with specific groups of people. But they're not understanding that it wasn't a racial issue because there was no concept of race back then. God was telling them to stay away from people that were worshiping false gods. It was a covenant issue, but the modern day groups are taking what God intended in covenant language and they're applying it to racial ideologies. And that's how they're recruiting people because it's tapping into that emotion.
Hebrew Israelites, they say that we have a whitewashed version of Christianity, but they literally get their word race from a white man, European man, Carolus Linnaeus in the 1700s, who wanted to use this word to justify slavery. How whitewashed can you get?
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the mighty Akim, YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I'm going to go into this whole, can Israelites get with other nations and stuff like that, and I think it's a bit of a funny topic to do, because I think there are people that, or specifically there are Israelites that do talk that way and say that, oh, we have to keep it in the race or whatever and stuff like that, when that's not true and that's not what the scriptures say. Let me actually just get this so I can get this out the way before continuing on. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1, when the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Basically, the thing here is that the Lord does not want the Israelites to be associated with these specific people at this specific time. And I kind of want to go into. I'm going to go into it. So Slaki, bear with me. Give me some time. Verse 3. Now there shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. Basically, the thing here is how Yahawadah, he just warned us and said, you know, if you let this stuff happen, you know, if you associate with them, you're going to have the Israelites, all right, you're gonna have your people, your sons, your daughters, whatever, have their hearts be turned away from serving Yahawadah. And you know, this is a thing that happened to Solomon, with King Solomon, where because of the different ethnicities, they said, okay, well, I'm trying to please my thing, so I'm going to go do this 50-50, which then sometimes turns into, oh, well, you're just completely serving another god altogether. All right, so this is why it's so important that you don't marry with other nations. But it's not something that is demonized. It's not something that, you know, oh, you're not allowed to get with with another nation altogether. Like, for example, even though I heavily do not approve of that, and I don't think that's a good idea, but if you want to, sure, go ahead. You can get with the Edomite woman and stuff like that. That's fine. But ultimately it's not the best thing. It's still technically allowed, but it is not expedient. All right. Now, again, going back into it, there are going to be that's the thing you have to actually like look out for, where these different types of ethnicities will guide your heart away from Yahawadah, from serving Yahawadah. Like, for example, let's say if I married an Edomite woman, then she's gonna say, hey, let's go celebrate Christmas, let's go celebrate Thanksgiving, whatnot, X, Y, and Z, because that's what she grew up on. But of course, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, so then it's going to be like a conflict, and she's going to be like, oh, well, I want to spend this holiday or whatever with my husband X, Y, and Z, but he's being so, and then it leads to arguments and stuff like that. So that's a bit of the contributing factors, but it's not the whole thing, of course. Now, the next thing about this is just in general how Yahawadah he never, he allowed people. He never really showed disdain that, this person is getting with a non-Israelite. Let me smite them. Let me do this. And a perfect example of this is here in Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. So over here, what's his name? Moses is a perfect example. He had married a non-Israelite woman. So this, if Yahawadah was against it, then he would kill Moses or tell Moses not to do it, but he didn't. So let's see what he did. Actually, as a matter of fact, verse 2, and they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out, and the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and in the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Slakia. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Basically, he's over here saying that Moses, even though Moses, married an Ethiopian woman, he said that he didn't find any issues with that. Or he's not saying that he's found any issues with that. And on top of that, he is giving Moses special favor and saying that I'm not even going to, I love Moses so much, I'm not even going to show him dreams. I'm going to speak to him face to face, because I don't. The thing was, if what he was doing was abominable in the eyes of the Lord, then why would he show Moses so much special favor in terms of, I'm gonna tell Moses directly, all my will and my plans and stuff like that, rather than showing it in a dream. All right. Now, verse 9, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, Aaron and Miriam, and he's departed. So over here, this is what basically what happened when they had spoken out against Moses. And again, Moses was unpunished, and Moses was defended by Yahawadah despite marrying a non-Israelite woman. All right, so that goes to show that we're not allowed to marry heathen women. That's going off. All right, you should not be lying and saying that type of stuff, because the Lord clearly he allows it. All right, continuing on, let's go over here I'm just gonna get to the point. I'm not gonna read all this. Numbers, you can read it if you want, but I'm just gonna get to the point. Numbers chapter 31, verse 17. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with them. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with them, keep alive for yourselves. Now, what do you think that the women children are? What's it called? The women are going to be used for. All right, it's not. It's very clear that the Lord, or even marriage, is just a specific term, but very clearly the Lord is, giving permission for Israelite men to be with heathen women. All right, and we see this as it said, all the male are put to death and whatnot. All right, so continuing on, Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the names from 20 years old and upwards by their polls. And the thing here is that even when it comes to, say for example, if an Israelite man and an Israelite woman get together and have a kid and have a child, that child is an Israelite, obviously. And if an Israelite man gets with a heathen woman, a non-Israelite woman, then that kid is still going to be an Israelite, as I've constantly demonstrated the example of before. And quick thing, I want us to get this, because they did speak on race versus ethnicity, and I kind of feel like this was a bit of a semantical thing, but I do kind of want to get into this whole thing just briefly, right quick. So basically, the difference between race is race refers to a social construct grouping individuals by shared physical traits, skin color, hair texture. Ethnicity refers to shared cultural characteristics such as language, ancestry, religion, and traditions, while race is often inherited, ethnicities learned or adopted. So apparently, according to this definition, I think the best way to describe it would be like, say for example, I want to get Tracy Ellis Ross. So she would be considered black by race, but not by ethnicity. So the thing here, which if you can see her father over here, you can see her father is clearly not a so-called black man. So as a result of that, but her mother is. So still, what happens here is that based off race, the description of your physical, whereas again, as I said before, the culture, your heritage and stuff like that. And I think it's a funny thing how, they group people like, oh, you're race by how to don't really about ethnic heritage. And I think that's the main stuff comes into play, because being an Israelite, that is ethnic, that's not racial. And it never, being an Israelite has never been about your race. It has always been about your ethnicity. So that's why I've been saying this multiple times before. It doesn't matter what you look like, because again, as I've constantly gone back to this guy several times, Blake Griffin, and even his son is a perfect. I don't know how this picture keeps on staying there, but whatever, it keeps on showing up. I guess people would call him black still. I don't know how people call it. I would call him an Israelite because of his father, but I guess maybe there are some people, because like, look, even if you look at his son has blonde hair and stuff like that. Like, I don't even know if he has blue eyes, but he looks like a straight up Edomite kid, like that. The white skin, the white mother, the light skinned father, blonde hair, like that just looks. I mean, is there like what other conclusion would you come to? But anyway, besides that, again, this is about. Well, if you are an Israelite, it's based off your ethnicity. Whether does your thing go back into does your father's bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and then the 12 tribes and whatnot? All right, so that's what determines if you're an Israelite or not your physical appearance, and by extension, not by your race. Okay, so that's something that I learned today, that race and ethnicity are not synonymous. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, HAITIANS, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, and Shalom.